Hi, I'm Rob Walsh, and this is a Galveston crab. Not only a Galveston crab, but a 7-inch Galveston crab. You can't buy these guys down at the grocery store or the seafood market. You can barely find them in restaurants. Why? Because commercial crabbers in Texas are getting top dollar for our crabs up in Maryland. Maryland crab houses charge $100 a dozen for steamed crabs. They use all the crabs they can get out of the Chesapeake Bay, and then they come down here and buy up all the big crabs in Texas and Louisiana. So if you love to eat big meaty crabs like these, you got to go catch them yourself. Luckily here in Galveston, all that takes is a package of chicken necks. Very popular cut of chicken here in Galveston. No one eats them, of course. They're simply used for crabbing. In fact, we asked the guy in the meat department, do all the Krogers all over the state sell chicken necks? And he said, no, they send them all down here to Galveston because it's such popular crab bait. So we've had these sitting in the back of the pickup truck for a little while. Get a nice funky aroma to them. Crabs love that funky chicken smell. All right, I think that knot will hold. We've got a bait clip here, and this bait clip will not only hold our chicken neck tightly so that we can pull the crab up with it, but it will also supply a little bit of weight because, as it happens, these chicken necks can float sometimes. You need a little bit of weight to keep them down there where the crabs can get them. So there's a tight knot. There's a chicken neck on a string. I'm going to throw this in. I'm going to coil the string where it's slack, and if that slack starts being taken out, I know that a crab's got it and is walking away with it. There we go, the time-honored chicken neck on a string technique. I asked legendary fishing guide Joe Kent to teach me a little bit more about crabbing.
Blue crabs. They're a very, very popular recreational pastime for families. And I grew up crabbing. That's how I got interested in fishing. It's just evolved from crabbing with my family down in the Kemah area. We used to have a lot of crabs out here in West Bay, and then in the late 1980s, a virus affected the blue crabs that rendered them sterile, and that combined with heavy pressure from the commercial crabbers really took their toll on the stocks of crabs. There weren't any new regulations to speak of put into effect, but the crabs have just bounced back. In the last 2 or 3 years, crabbing has just been outstanding. Crabbing is a warm weather sport. Just like one of the fishing guides said, the best crabbing takes place when you mow your lawn the most. So actually we find crabbing from about let's say Mother's Day until sometime in December.
This is the opening where the crabs get in, and this is the opening where the little crabs get out. But the big crabs over 5 inches, which is legal in Texas, are going to get stuck in here, we hope. So let's load this up with some nice smelly chicken neck. So we're going to throw this in, and it's going to collapse so that the bait's sitting there, and this net's all around it, and once we lure some crabs in there, we'll pull that net up and hopefully catch some crabs. So I'm just going to give this a chuck. On their 1942 menu, Guido's featured whole crabs in several variations, including fried crabs, boiled crabs, and a crab platter and ketchup sauce. Benno's on the seawall is one of the only places I know that still has whole crabs in season. At Benno's, you can get crunchy fried crabs, extra spicy Cajun crabs, or crabs and garlic butter sauce. And they all come with those cute little wooden hammers for cracking the claws open. I have been known to sit around at Benno's cracking crabs for hours and hours. When we got back from lunch, we found a nice looking crab in the net trap. Must have been 6.5 inches. We put him on ice to calm him down, and then we put the crab trap in the water overnight and came back the next morning to a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, how about that? 3 big crabs and a couple of fish.
A box crab trap has an opening at the bottom held together by elastic. When you're ready to dump the crabs out, you loosen it up, spread that bottom apart, and dump your crabs into the cooler. All right, Mr. Krabbies, it's time for your big moment in the spotlight. I'm gonna add a package of Louisiana crawfish boil. Give your crabs a quick rinse and then boil them for 10 or 12 minutes until they turn bright red. People around Galveston Bay love broiled crabs, grilled crabs, stuffed crabs, and especially barbecued crabs, but sometimes boiled crabs are just perfect. I like boiled crabs with some melted butter, with a little Tabasco and some of our house-made sea salt added. That's local Galveston eating at its finest.